Alright, so this is my Void Warlock build for your super. I prefer to use Cataclysm. I used to love Vortex, but Cataclysm is just so strong that it's like the go-to. You can also use Nova Warp if you just want to, but I definitely think Nova Bomb is just a lot better for like a quick one in, one out. Alright, so starting off with aspects, I run Feed the Void so that whenever you defeat a target with a Void ability, you activate Devour, and while Devour is active, Final Blows restore health and extend your Devour counter. And then for the other aspect, Child of the Old Gods, obviously, whenever you cast your Rift, you create a Void Soul. Whenever you damage a target with a weapon, your Void Soul goes to them and drains them, doing damage and weakening them. So even on, like, say, a boss encounter, it's still really good to drop your Rift to send off your Void Soul, just so that the boss is then weakened, so that your team can do more damage to them. I prefer to run Empowering Rift, because to me, I think the Void subclasses were intended to give more utility to the lesser used class abilities. So Empowering Rift being given healing abilities through Child of the Old Gods is really useful. Plus you get that extra damage. Just awesome on Bungie's part. Glide can be whatever you want. I prefer Burst Glide. It's closest to Titan, and as a Titan main, I very much appreciate how similar-ish it is. There's only one melee ability, so obviously can't run anything else. Vortex Grenade is my favorite. It's really powerful, pulls enemies together, and makes it really easy to just wipe a huge group of adds. As far as fragments go, Echo of Expulsion, Void ability, Final Blows cause targets to explode, and give you a bump in your intellect. And again, with Void ability, Final Blows causing targets to explode, that Vortex Grenade that you use, if it kills one person, all the people that got brought into the grenade are going to get hit by that explosion, so it just makes it even stronger. Echo of Persistence, as I always say, Void buffs applied are just the way to go. You get that extra invisibility, so if a hunter makes you go invisible, you have a longer duration. If a Titan gives you an overshield, longer duration. And of course, as a Warlock, you want that longer Devour timer. Echo of Leeching, melee Final Blows, starts health regen for you and your nearby allies, and increased resilience. That's my favorite fragment. And Echo of Exchange, melee Final Blows grant grenade energy, so these two just work together really well. And whenever you kill someone, you get health and grenade energy, so that's just awesome. As far as the exotic that I run, I like the new Secatent Filaments. I don't even know how to say it, man. I'm horrible about pronunciations. But Devouring Rift casts an Empowering Rift that will grant you Devour, and damage dealt by you and your combatant and your allies from within your Empowering Rift will disrupt combatants. So just a lot of good utility there, and since whenever you pull your Rift out, your Void Soul will be going, weakening enemies, making it really easy for you to kill, and you're already going to have Devour, so it's just really easy to keep that timer going. So, starting off with the helmet. I run Solar Affinity so that you can have that Ashes to Assets, because you just throw out grenades really easily with this build. Get that super back quicker. And then Harmonic Siphon, rapid weapon Final Blows with damage, creates matching your subclass, create an Orb of Power. I mean, there just wasn't really anything else that I could put in that slot, and I wanted to fill it out, so that's what I went with. And then for your combat mod, run Elemental Ordnance. Defeating a combatant with a grenade spawns an elemental well that matches your subclass energy type. And since you're going to kill things really easily with the Vortex Grenade, spawn an elemental well real quick. On my gauntlets, I run it as Stasis Elemental Affinity with Elemental Time Dilation and Grenade Kickstart. So when you throw that grenade, you get a good little chunk back so that you're on your way to throwing out your next grenade. And then I don't have mine masterworked currently, but there's still enough energy there so that you can run a anti-champion mod. And then on the chest piece, I run a Void Elemental Affinity with Well of Tenacity, because whenever you kill someone with your grenade, you can go pick up that well and then get that damage resistance, along with Elemental Time Dilation, giving you a longer damage resist from picking up that well. I personally like running Concussive Dampener. Like, this is basically standard on all of my chest pieces as a mod, so that I don't have to deal with splash damage, which is really helpful whenever you're having to stand in a rift, and, you know, there might be a boomer or a Vex Minotaur thing shooting your splash damage at you. And then this is just nice to have a 2-in-1 damage resistance to both solar and arc right there. And then on my boots, I run Void Elemental Affinity with Reaping Wellmaker, since you're going to be spawning a lot of rifts for your Child of the Old God so that you can weaken people and get Devour going. And whenever you use that class ability, your next final weapon blow will spawn you another Void Elemental well. So super easy to keep getting those wells. And I run Absolution and Insulation. Again, you can run Scavenger mod instead if you want, but I just like doing Orb of Power things. That's just kind of how I've always been. And then on the Bond, Font of Wisdom. So since you're going to be creating so many of these wells, you're going to pick up a decent amount of them, obviously, and get that maxed out intellect so that you get your super back real quick. And the mod I like to pair it with is Perpetuation, so you'll need your bond on a Void Elemental Affinity. So whenever you use your class ability, reduces the ability cooldown, being your Rift. Again, so it just allows you to keep throwing those rifts out, keep bringing Child of the Old God out, and it's just really useful to have. As far as your stat split, obviously run high recovery and high discipline. Intellect doesn't really matter because Font of Wisdom will give you that max intellect so that you're regenerating really fast, and with Elemental Time Dilation, you got like 35 seconds of maxed intellect. It's awesome. The rest of your stats you can kind of have however you want, split it, but mainly recovery and discipline are your two primary things. Bad Juju, as I've always said, one of my favorite exotics. Kills refund the magazine, increases your damage, and you get super energy off of every kill. So again, just another way to get your Nova Bomb even faster. Your special can be pretty much whatever you want. Shotgun, fusion rifle, nothing's really dependent on it, but I just love this fusion rifle. It's like one of the few things I got from Garden of Salvation the few times I ran it, and I just love the aesthetic of it. Just a sick looking fusion rifle, and Feeding Frenzy Rampage is absolutely disgusting. And then my heavy, I like running Corrective Measure with Demolitionist and Thresh so that you keep getting those grenades back really fast, and you're super off of every kill you get. So, I mean, that's pretty much the build, but last but not least, like I keep saying, love to do Destiny off of every build. So I did Golden Empire for the shader, the new Void Eververse ornaments. Yes, I 100% caved and got them, but the helmet, the gloves, and the bond are the new Void. The exotic doesn't have an ornament, so it's just the base with the shader, and the Lightkin from Season of the Splicer for the ornament. And that would be my Void Warlock build for Season of the Risen. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have any questions on how anything might work, or if you have any suggestions on what my next build should be.